right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Bob Arum firmly throwing Terence Crawford under the bus over a very, very controversial issue related to a mob boss over in Europe, and at the same time, defending Tyson Fury. I gotta tell you, man, dude is real wild for this one. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about I guess where there's no particular weight division for this, but Terence Crawford, who was the 147-pound WBO champion, was just thrown completely under the bus by his former promoter, Bob Arum, over one of the biggest issues that there are in boxing that nobody in the mainstream media is talking about, and that is rampant MOB involvement in the sport of boxing. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for your support. You know it means an absolute ton. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Please hit the like button and share the video if you would not mind. All right, so this is a very serious issue in boxing, and that is cheating in boxing. But not just cheating in boxing, but the root of it, which can and often be organized crimes involvement in the sport. So just recently, the U.S. government issued a $5 million reward for any information leading to the arrest of a guy named Daniel Kinahan, who is intricately involved in U.S. boxing. If you've been familiar with this channel at all, I let you guys know last year that what I'd heard was that there was going to be a big RICO investigation around this particular guy and anybody that had been involved with him. And you know how it is. YouTube laughs me off. It is okay. I'm a boxing fan. What do I know? However, as it turns out, stuff hits the fan this year and the $5 million reward is put out. So to be reasonably expected, media, at least some of them, start asking questions to the people who've actually been directly involved with this guy, Daniel Kinahan. And so one of the people that they talked to is Bob Arum, who is the CEO of or the founder, CEO of Top Rank. And he said, now this is somebody by the way, that has literally been involved with fight negotiations directly associated with Daniel Kinahan. There is almost no way whatsoever that Bob Arum did not do business with this guy, right? Now, why would I say that? Because Daniel Kinahan is the advisor of Tyson Fury, the advisor for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, and this is substantiated. Tyson Fury put out a tweet maybe about between the second and the third Deontay Wilder fight that he had negotiated a deal to fight Anthony Joshua in the Middle East, and that it had been brokered by Daniel Kinahan. Called Daniel Kinahan his friend and said that was his advice, and it was his advisor, right? Now, Daniel Kinahan is a guy that also runs or helped found MTK Global. MTK Global is somebody that has had before they were defunct, several people that are signed with Top Rank that were managed by MTK Global. The idea that Bob Arum didn't have any connection with this guy other than to walk up and shake his hand is, to me, I find it ludicrous. Not saying that Bob Arum was involved in any nefarious activities or anything remotely connected with that. And matter of fact, Bob Arum himself had said that he knew that he was doing business with Bob Arum, but he was doing business with Daniel Kinahan. But then once he got a sense that Daniel Kinahan was bullying people around, that he started and wanted to back up, right? So, but now since the stuff hits the fan, Bob Arum says he doesn't have anything to do with them. All he did was meet him in a room, shook hands one time, took a picture with him as if he didn't know who the guy was. Then says the same thing about Tyson Fury. Oh, he's really not that closely connected with Tyson Fury, right? Now, is that to be expected? Absolutely to be expected, because he's not about to jump out there and say, oh, yeah, that's my guy. What great business we've done. However, what does he do? He throws Terence Crawford firmly under the bus and says, now, I know he works with Terence Crawford, though. I know he works with Terence Crawford, though. Right now, did he work with Terence Crawford? That is what has been said. It was said before that particular situation came out, where the government issued that reward, for the capture of the guy, or information leading to the capture of the guy. And honestly, I had heard about it, and that was one of the main reasons that I did the video about it, saying, hey, man, look, because, people think I don't like Terence Crawford. It's not true. And I know as people listen to the video. So I was like, man, let me tell you what these people are telling me. People are telling me that they're about to drop a RICO investigation on the heads of these people. So anybody that has business with these guys need to be very, very careful about what they're doing, because they're going to start being watched. They're going to get their phones tapped, all of that. Now, that's not what I was told specifically, but that is what's going to come. So I did the video after I heard that Terence Crawford was involved with him. So I know that Terence Crawford was involved to him to a certain extent. However, for Bob Arum to be like, oh yeah, Terence Crawford, Tyson Fury barely knew him, didn't really have anything to do with him. I barely knew him, had nothing to do with him, even though you had to be involved with that guy for at least two of the biggest fights that took place over the last year. You said yourself that you had worked with him, but then you got a sense of his bullying, and so you wanted to back away. Tyson Fury being out there literally saying that this is his advisor, this is his friend. People all over the UK knowing full well and speaking for years about the fact that Tyson Fury was involved with Daniel Kinahan, whose responsibility or input, over boxing in Ireland and in the UK has been extensive for years. To act like these dudes don't have anything to do with them, but the guy from Nebraska, who's no longer signed with you, coincidentally, is really the guy that was, he was involved with him. Yeah, he was involved with him. Throwing that guy right up under the bus. Now, the likelihood that Terence Crawford has ever actually made a fight and had a fight negotiated with him, I don't know. But think about this. If Bob Arum knew that Terence Crawford was working with Daniel Kinahan, how would he know that? Because if last time I checked, Terence Crawford's last fight was with Bob Arum. So if Daniel Kinahan is an advisor for Terence Crawford, then wouldn't it be the case that Daniel Kinahan worked with Bob Arum to make Terence Crawford's last fight? Right? So even in that, he ties himself into that. But I think the whole thing is funny, man. You got Dan Rayfield talking about, well, not Dan Rayfield, some other guys on Twitter talking about how this thing with Adrian Bronner pulling out of a fight for mental illness is the biggest scandal going on in boxing. But yet you have this situation going on right after Deontay Wilder claimed, by the way, and what triggered, in my opinion, triggered a lot of this was Deontay Wilder's claim that he had been poisoned or had been drugged going into the Tyson Fury fight, pointing gloves that looked like they were skin gloves, and all of the stuff that went on around that kicked it off. But hey, man, it's all on Terence, though. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.